And hello, Internet. Welcome to Land Beyond the Mist, the long-awaited start of Season 3. I am very excited to be playing once again with the community here today. I have a great group of players here to introduce us to the setting, hopefully, and maybe fight some monsters. And I'm going to introduce them to you. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce our campaign just a little bit, since this is kind of a soft reset of what we were doing before, and it may be a little bit different than you remember. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lands beyond the Mist Mountains, high to the northeast of the lands of the Imperium of Man. By order of the Empress, the party set off on a large ship to make a settlement in these strange magical lands and bring back whatever magics and treasures they may find there. We have set up on a small city that we see here on the map, Ansham. This is on the bones of an old and ancient city, and our party and our community will be building up over time. We will be exploring the vast mysteries that lie in these strange lands, building up our resources, trying to survive, and unraveling what strange chicanery I have created today. Let's go around then, and make ourselves known to each other. I'm gonna go in camera order, and we're gonna jump kind of into what is going to be the downtime phase of the game, along with introductions, and then we will get into gameplay proper. In camera order, Mega, you are first up. Why don't you reintroduce yourself to the audience, and we'll have a little talk about your character.
Yep, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey, everybody. I'm Mega, and I am plagued with audio issues. I have played in the 3 different variations of Greg's campaigns, which are always awesome. He's inspired me to make my own campaign, which I did a 30-session West Marches that this guy, I don't know which direction horror is, playing. Greg is a great inspiration and a great DM, and I'm looking forward to playing in another West Marches season with him. Today, I am bringing a different character, but sort of familiar. Spoiler alert, I like barbarians, mostly because they're pretty tanky. And today I am bringing another barbarian, but unlike my past barbarians, which were normie humans, I am playing a Aasimar. Specifically, he is a Aasimar that has a shifter race base. One of the shifter race options, they're pretty much just humans with lycanthropy. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? The werewolf disease.
Lycanthropy, correct.
Yes. Unfortunately, he was cast out to die because he was born and he just looked like a wolf man. And they were like, well, we can't really live in society hidden looking like this. And eventually he ended up at an orphanage for wayward children, like mind flayer children and tieflings, because you know tieflings always get kicked out everywhere.
Oh my!
Ended up on a pirate ship with a, some sort of one-eyed pirate guy.
All right.
They have seen last season.
Oh, the same one. Well, you ended up on a ship with a one-armed pirate guy, and then have been press-ganged somehow into this expedition on decree of the Empress. You've spent some time here in town, though. This fledgling city, this stone-built skeleton has been worked on. And tell me, has your character been doing? Blondie, I believe they're called, yes? What have you been up to in the city? Well, after landing here in this strange place where magic is felt in the air and the very forests and world seems to want to kill you and all your people you landed here with?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't think about this part.
Well, while you think, I'll give a little explanation to what we're doing. People don't just magically appear in adventure, they do things in their downtime. And I have phases of this game, which we are going to kind of blend into our introductions. Here, I have a various amount of actions that you can do, which will expand as the city gets larger and more prosperous. At the moment, you may spend your time in between sessions, or in this case, between landing on the boat and your first adventure, going to the market to buy what you may need with any change or money left over that you may have before your adventuring. You may carouse to spend your money to try to drink away the sorrows or perhaps find the secrets of, enlightenment at the bottom of a bottle. You may work a trade or profession, try to help the city grow and improve, and you can gain coin for doing that. Or you can improve the city or use a city improvement, both of which are slightly unavailable at the moment, as this is our very first session starting out, but they would involve using the resources that you acquire during the campaign to build useful things, which will then provide bonuses, things that you can do during your downtime. So, Blondie, you've gotten off a boat. You were once a pirate. You are now stuck here with a strange entanglement of adventurers. What have you been doing with yourself before you signed up for this adventure?
Blondie is a 6'4", 250-pound, bronze-skinned man with a wolf head, with a mane that glows golden because he's an Aasimar. These people are not strange to him at all. These are his people.
These are his people.
However, Blondie is antisocial because of his upbringing. So he would definitely not be carousing.
Okay.
And he's got everything he needs from the market. So he would be working. He's a working man.
What trade does Blondie work?
I was a sailor. What do sailors do? Fishing?
Fishing? Absolutely. You spend your time on the docks, taking long days and nights into the market, attempting to find all the wriggling, scaly fish that this fledgling city needs, as well as a few extra to sell yourself. When you spend your time working, you just get gold. You do a good job. Go ahead and roll me 1d10 for each character level you possess. Currently, 1.
That is so cool. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Hopefully not the first nat 1.
Here we go. Christen the game for us, if you will. 7. Your nets come back each day filled with the wriggling silver-scaled fish of this land. They're different than you remember from your days as a pirate. Their gullets filled with, small beetles and worms that, in fact, are more valuable than the fish meat itself. You sell these strange beetles to the market for exotic prices and take home 7 gold coins to start your adventure with. And then you prepare to head off. Which brings us over to our next player. Horo, welcome back to the Lands Beyond the Mist. It is great to have you. Why don't you give yourself a little bit of an introduction and your character, and then we'll ask what you were doing.
Thank you. So I'm Horo. I'm going to be playing Warfield, the cat to Mega's dog, you could say, because I am a tabaxi, so orange-furred tabaxi that loves lasagna, probably seen in the tavern once or twice, with a massive plate of lasagna in there, but outside of that, I'm a sneaky little fella. Sneaky beaky like. So I'm probably, because I have absolutely no wealth to my name, would be working as well.
What does a sneaky lasagna-loving catman do for the city? What trade do you ply?
I reckon because I do have the militaristic rank background, or I was a military person.
Okay.
Potentially, maybe I'm in powers with my bow, ready for in case of any emergencies or attacks on the village, on the city, if anybody approaches us. It's just guard duty, protect the village.
Absolutely, and guard duty is in great demand. As you are in a strange land, magic hums in the air, the creatures themselves seem to want you dead, the world itself picks at Ansham day by day. You follow Lord Commander Victoria Hightower's commands. You scale the walls with your bow. You chop down living trees and strange ruined wolves as they get too close to the settlement. It is long, it is tiring. Your arms ache, your legs are sore. You're ready for a break, perhaps, an adventure to stave off the mundane swinging of swords. Go ahead and roll me 1d10 for your wages earned doing this.
Beautiful.
All right, you have earned 3 gold coins. It's hard working for the man. The pay just isn't quite as good. Excellent.
It's all the lasagna, man. I keep spending my money on the lasagna.
It's all the lasagna. Yeah, it's actually 3 net the lasagna cost. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well done and a welcome. Gorefield puts 3 coins in his pocket and goes out to plan an expedition with King Lyoko. You are next in my camera order. Welcome back to the Mist. Good to have you. Why don't you introduce yourself and your character, and we'll ask you what you've been doing.
Sure. Yeah, it's great to be here, Craig. Hi, everybody. I'm King Lyoko. I joined in the 2nd season of The Mist, and I previously played Mortimer the Cleric and Malus X the Paladin. This season, I am playing a druid by the name of Agni. And Agni is no ordinary druid. He is a fire genasi. So a humanoid race that are sort of descendants of the elementals themselves, of the Jinn. And of course, with that comes a fiery nature. In fact, Agni loves fire a lot. You will see him setting many fires, hopefully. That is my goal.
Excellent.
And I would say that, let's see here. Agni is about 5'9". He's got coal black skin, sort of glowing embers for eyes, and his hair is sort of in like a wavy mohawk. Sort of the side shaved and a big tassel up top, and it looks almost like waving fire itself. And he's got sort of wrapped in his arms a little fox kit that you can't quite use at the moment, but just you wait till next level, and that'll be important.
All right, well, we look forward to that. I will say, you are our first character, I believe, to ever come to the Mist with 3 18s in your stats. I unfortunately do not have my soundbite set up to throw our heads back and laugh, but one day we will. I look forward to playing with you. Agni, your fiery nature is, I'm sure, well loved in the city. Tell me, what have you been doing since you got off the boat in the city of Ansham before your adventure?
Well, Agni likes to put his nature to good use. So he has started up a service that he's labeled Tinder, and what he does is he goes house to house each night, offering to light people's wood stoves for them, so that they don't have to spend any time trying to get the sparks going.
Is that a euphemism?
And how does one? Is it a euphemism? No, I assume not.
It's a subscription service.
It's a subscription service. Yeah. Okay. All right. How does one call Agni to have him light their fire?
Oh, don't worry. You can usually tell by the trails of smoke.
Usually tell. Okay. Well, I am sure that a fire lighter throughout the city is well loved. It is a work, after all, to keep people in heat and fires to cook their meals. Go ahead and roll me 1d10 for your startup entrepreneurial work here in the city of Ansham.
All right. Not bad.
Not bad at all. 5 whole gold. It seems that Agni needs less lasagna than Gorefield. You line your pockets with the gold of your fellow adventurers, those who have earned it in other ways, as you trade it for your own warmth and fire. Then prepare for the mission to come. Which brings us to our last adventure here today. Soul Crusher, welcome back to the Mist. Always good to have you. Why don't you give yourself a reintroduction and tell us about your character here?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's been a little while. I've played in the first Mist. I think that was my first D&D game I ever played, actually.
Wow.
Getting mercilessly murdered by giant flying antlered
I'm
monsters.
glad I could
and
break you
wolves.
in.
And I play a fair bit. I play like once or twice a week, and I love D&D. It's a great time. You get to meet people, you get to figure out who they are and who their characters are, and that's what I'm here to do, is to play around a little bit and see what's going on. Today I have a high elf named Talon, and weirdly enough, he is not a spellcaster. He is a ranger. I guess technically they're half casters, but his great grandfather made it in the Mists long ago, and his father is forcing him to go to the Mists. He doesn't want to go, but Dad's making him go. Dad told him to get out of the house. You need to go out there and do something with your life. Go out there, don't start any fires, have a fun time. And he got kicked out of the house, and now he's in the Mists, hanging out, here to do some work.
What does a young man in search of himself and glory do after he's been kicked off the boat in a strange place, in a foreign land with strange people? What have you been up to?
I think originally he was going to go out of town, like right away, to like hunt to make his money. And everyone's like, that is not a good idea. You do not want to leave the walls. Like, they're like, you see those walls that aren't there? Yeah, you don't want to go beyond that like little line where there used to be walls.
Yeah, that crumbling wall there, stay behind it.
Yeah, you don't want to go out there. And so he offered his services as like a makeshift firefighter, as he has the control flames cantrip and can snuff out flames. And suddenly flames have been lighting up across the city in random spots, so...
All right.
Yeah, you know, you have your own subscription service. It's kind of a package, you know.
Very nice. All right, well, you have been using your trade to put out fires that may have come up. It just so happens there's a fire lighter running around lighting fires, so I assume your services are in fact in demand. Go ahead as you work in the noble profession of firefighting. And go ahead and roll me a 1d10 for gold that you earn in wages. Excellent. 7 gold coins are yours. Your hard work pays off, and you extinguish many a fire, keeping people safe, making sure what small gains in the city are not lost. You put the coins in your pocket, and you ready yourself for an adventure. The 4 of you have met up at the gates. This is the city of Antrim that we see on the map here. I could go down all of the mechanics of the game for our viewers, but I think the best way for you guys to learn is to experience them in play. So I'll be going a little slower and talking through some things, but this is how we are going to start our adventures. Some introductions, some downtime, and then the 4 of you gather at the western gates of Antrim. The walls are crumbling, the iron corroded and pitted. They squeal unnecessarily loud as the day goes by. But Lord Commander Victoria Hightower has ordered that the city provide rations for any of those who would go and seek out adventure, to lay claim to the land and its treasures and brave the pitfalls and monsters that are out there. You've gotten a feel for the place, and you have all decided that you are going to seek out the abandoned windmill that was spotted by scouts some days back to the northwest of Antrim. The way we are going to play is, each day, you are going to take control of this little token here on the map. This is our party token. It will move from hex to hex as the day progresses. Each of you will take a turn in shifts, deciding what to do. Moving through hexes, discovering things inside the hex, foraging for additional rations, as in this strange land, for whatever reason, water and food spoil rapidly, turn sour and bad. You can only carry about 3 days' worth. More than that at a time, and it just goes bad on you and cannot be eaten. You will need more eventually. And we will progress through, discovering what we can. You are given everything you need to start, your pouches full, your gear ready. You meet at dawn at the gates, and you will set out in lands never before truly explored. Who among you is going to be our party leader for our first round here in the Miss?
I'll put my name
vote.
forward. I'm good with nature.
All right. I hear no dissenters. King Lyoko, I'm sorry, Agni, the fire starter. You set up your camp. You leave the gates. What would you like to do as party leader? Just as a refresher, if you need it, your options in the travel phase are based on the exploration points. You have 6 exploration points to start each day. You have your full allotment. You can move through a hex, which will cost exploration points based on the terrain, which we have set up in Roll20 for you to look at. You may choose to do so at different paces, a forced march, moving cautiously. We will deal with mounts another time. You may choose to explore the current hex, looking for the things that are not easy to see, those hidden traits inside of them. You may scavenge, and you may rest. Agni, where do you take the party?
So, do we have any further details about this? Actually, you didn't mention what our goal is specifically. Well, you mentioned an old lumber mill.
There has been an old lumber mill found, spotted by scouts, hunters, gatherers, people looking for resources, but not full adventurers. This lumber mill has sat empty for some untold years, decades, centuries, and it seems, the reports say, that it is in working order, or close enough that small repairs could be done to it. However, it is infested with blights and creatures of this foul forest. It needs to be cleared out so that it can be claimed and put to use by the city. It's been spotted to the northwest of Ansham in the forests that are at your door, but its exact...
We have an idea. I'm sorry.
Yeah, its exact location is not precisely known.
But like the difference between like a day and 10 days. Do we have an idea
Oh, yeah.
of that?
The scouts found it within the forest to the west. It is
Okay,
easily
gotcha.
reachable within a few days, or within the day if there are no complications.
Well then, I propose that we head, I suppose, hex to the northwest, and just start exploring and trying to clear some of that forest until we find it.
All
do you guys say?
right. Excellent. You've chosen to move through a hex. This hex that you are moving through is Ansham. It costs you 1 point to move through Ansham as you head northwest from the city gates. As you make your way out of the kind of grasslands and into the forest, it is depressing immediately upon you. The gloom of the forest cuts the light in half. Everything is dim like dusk. The sounds of the forest creep along into your ears like a low hum. A gloom sets upon the party. You can feel almost the air itself tense as you leave the city, pressing down upon you. Party leader, as you are moving northwest, please roll for me an encounter roll as you enter the Mistwood proper. I want a 1d100 from you, if you would.
51.
A 51. Excellent. You find yourself making your way through the forest. Small underbrush crunching beneath your feet, the Mistwood itself creeping along, and the prowl of strange creatures is tickling at the sides of your mind. You're trying to keep yourself safe as much as you can. Please roll me a surprise roll here as we see who sees who first in this encounter.
What sort of roll would
This
that
would be a 1d10, por favor.
All right. 1d10. That's 6.
Excellent.
Hey, that's pretty good.
A 6. That is a stalemate. You hear a crack of grass, of branch and claw at the same time as a wolf leaps out of the underbrush, snarling at the four of you. Then you see, sitting right next to you, the glowing eyes of another creature, but they're different than you expect. These glowing eyes are golden and have shapes inside them, and as you are looking at them, your party comes ready to meet these creatures in combat. We will stop the forest here. Let us see if we can pull our players to our Mistwood encounters. 2 wolves have met you. You are not surprised, and you are in a stalemate. We will pull your characters exactly some 30 feet away from them. Feel free to put yourselves, you are very big, in party order as you were marching however you see fit. No closer than 30 feet from the creatures in
really-
front.
It all looks
Sorry,
like black
Greg.
to me.
It's all black to me as well.
It is
yeah.
all black to you. That is disappointing. Why is that?
Same thing on stream.
Maybe you need to put on like daylight mode or something.
I think the tokens just if you go to token settings and you just have
There we
vision-
go.
There we go.
That should do us well. The wolves snarl and snap as you peer at them. Strange lights shift in their eyes, shapes that you haven't seen. Everybody, roll me initiative.
Okay.
Should we have been able to position ourselves?
Yes,
before
feel free to
combat?
position yourselves in order, no closer than 30 feet to the 2 snarling beasts.
I am currently unable to move my token.
I'll put myself like right here.
You are unable to move your token. Okay, your name is Blondie. Nope. B-L. It helps if my keyboard will work.
I'm good now.
You're good now. You've got it. Oh, okay. Very good.
And which of these two is the one that has the weird eyes?
They both do. Each of them staring at you with shifting eyes, strange lights floating inside of them. Alrighty. These creatures will... That is not what I want. Or this way. These creatures will roll their own initiative as well. I think I would have set this up slightly better. There we go. Talon, you are the first to act as these creatures snap and snarl in front of you. What will you do?
Alan will cry out, "There's weird-looking wolves, man!" as he like runs a little bit away, and then he'll shoot at one of them.
Alright, you sprint back, firing your bow at the creatures. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Alright.
That is a 7. The creature bounds away from your shout and the twang of the bow, your ammunition lodging into the broken grass and grounds nearby it. Agni, you and the creature seem to move as one simultaneously. What are you doing?
I think that I am going to try and talk these guys down. So I'm going to use my action to cast Speak with Animals.
All right. You spend some time verbalizing grunts, using some hand gestures. What does it look like as the spell kind of completes?
I think I just start going.
All right, you start grunting. At the end of it, you hear a reverberating sound. The sounds of the wolves are there in their snarls. They seem hungry and afraid, but on the back of it, you hear something else, something ancient, something evil, and it reverberates through your mind. Make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Maybe this was a terrible idea. Let's see here. I've got no bonus to that. So that's a 10.
That is a 10. Agni, your turn ends as you are focusing on the sound. Your mind breaks clear. You do not have any ill effects, but you pause. You have to fight it. And in that moment, the wolves pounce. They come leaping forward in one sweeping motion. The wolves attempt to hound the closest person in front of them, none other than Blondie themselves, feeling that you make the best prey. Each of them try to bite at you in tandem with advantage due to their pack tactics. The first attack, a 23. Their fangs rip into flesh, tearing at sinew. They do 7 points of damage to you. Please make me that DC 11 saving throw, but make it Constitution. All right, you have resisted it. You feel in their saliva a burn. Something is not right with these wolves, and it stings your flesh, but you resist it. You are immune for the moment to whatever this is. The second tries to draw blood as well, biting at you with an 11. I do not believe that will hit your AC. You shrug this one off, batting it to the side, and with a snarl, they kind of circle you. One of them's blood dripping down their snout. Gorefield, Blondie, you kind of act in unison, seeing the like terror of these creatures. What do you do?
Gorefield will first of all make fun of Blondie, like, friends of yours? Honestly, so funny that they're dogs, you know? And as Blondie swings his melee weapon, I guess I'll shoot my bow at one of them.
All right. Blondie swings his weapon, perhaps, or roars, and Gorefield fires his short bow. A 25 striking clean in the haunch of the creature for 7 points of piercing damage. The creature howls, and it is just not feeling very good about life. You see its like blood dripping down its haunches. It limps on one leg, but the strange lights in its eyes continue to burn. Blondie, I see that you are raging. What else do you do?
I use my bonus action to activate my rage, and then I am going to, or I don't know if this is worth a rage, to be honest. I'm angry. I don't know if I want to mechanically rage. Can I take that back?
I will let you take it back.
All right, yeah. These guys are light work.
Light work.
Alrighty. So I am going to, instead of raging with my bonus action, Blondie centers himself and breathes in. He is part of nature as a shifter. He has a tie to nature, specifically the diseases of nature. Lycanthropy is as natural as it is brutal. And he sees these wolves and goes, trying to put these rabid animals down, as he pulls out 2 clubs.
Ooh, 2 clubs. Excellent.
And then I'm going to do an attack action on the most injured wolf.
All right. Absolutely. You roll that hit. Your club comes striking down as fast as it can, but the wolf leaps to the side nimbly, despite being pinched between Gorefield and yourself. It seems almost supernatural in its reflexes, ducking away from your club.
Okay. That was unfortunate. +6 to hit. All right, so I start regretting that I didn't rage. So I use my bonus action to attack it with another club.
With your offhand. Excellent. That is a 14. The beast lunges away from you as if it were going to dodge, but at the last moment you clip its wounded leg. It howls, it yelps in pain, but you know you just barely nicked it. It is still holding on. The weird shapes in its eyes still burn.
Can I use the new mechanic, Greg?
A new mechanic? Yes, what would you like to do?
I would like to break my weapon on this wolf's head.
Oh, absolutely. All right. You swing and your anger, your rage rips through your body. In this game, we are allowing players the option to break their equipment, forever damaging it for the purpose of making a hit deal maximum damage dice. That is going to be 4 total damage, which is enough. Your club shatters on the leg of this creature, splinters flying from the force of your blow. Wood shrapnel hits your wolfy abs, and the yelp from the creature is not one of mere pain. It is a death keen as the creature falls and dies. As it dies, you see the shapes in its eyes begin to fade away. Its body withers, and you see the fur fall off of it, revealing strange patterns, shapes, almost like golden tattoos upon its flesh. But
Ew.
you have not long to enjoy your success, as at the end of the turn, a creature leaps from behind Talon. He was paying too close attention to the back of this, or to the front of this fight, and not to the enemies behind him. Wolves with burning eyes join the fight, snarling behind Talon in the back. You recognize this, Talon, hearing them approaching at the last moment as it comes to your action at the top of the round. What do you do?
There's more! He starts to, bail. He's like, gotta go! And he's going to take a shot at the one on the left.
All right. You shoot your bow after running away.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Oh, your shout alerts the creature even more to your intention than the twang of the bow. The supernatural reflexes are once again seen as it almost effortlessly leaps over your shot, letting it bounce into the dirt harmlessly at its feet. With that, the creatures go. We'll first resolve the one here in front of our good friend, the one and only Belandi. It has a taste for your blood, and it wants it again. Although this time, it does not. It does not get a chance to have pack tactics. As it is moving to bite, Agni, you are going at the same time as this wolf. What are you doing?
So I want to try something, and I'm not sure if it'll work, but I think it might have an interesting result.
We like that.
So I have another spell that I can use. This will be using up my last spell slot, but Animal Friendship is a spell that allows you to charm a beast. And my thought is that maybe I can counteract whatever magic is taking hold of one of these wolves with my own magic.
All right, you wriggle your fingers, you bark like a wolf.
I pull out a piece of food, and you're like, "Here, boy, here, boy."
All right, you imbue your calls, your here boys, with the sounds of magic, the crackle of flames. Empower your spell. I want you to roll me an Arcana skill check. Your DC is going to be 11.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
Ooh, that is
no,
a
that's
10.
sorry.
You...
Oh, that shouldn't have guidance even, so it's only a 6.
Oh, it's only a 6. Your magic pales in comparison to whatever it is fueling this beast. You sense the soul of a creature that you know you could touch, but this pounding, this menacing, whatever it is behind the foe, just rejects your magic, and you look on helplessly as the beast lunges with fangs for your newfound friend. With a massive bite. This one, a 19. Its teeth sink deep into the flesh of the non-raging barbarian. Deal 7 points of piercing damage. You've already succeeded on the Constitution saving throw. You need not do it again. However, Agni, you listen behind you as the 2 wolves Talon warned about come leaping in unison, bounding towards you, the closest of their adversaries. Ooh,
Hold on. I am as I'm going trying to close ranks with my friends, so I'm gonna end up maybe over there.
You
Maybe
are
not go around the
moving
wolf, but-
simultaneously as the wolves. Give me an opposed dexterity acrobatics or strength athletics check.
All right, I'll give you acrobatics.
I like it. That is a
13.
13. You are doing quite well here. They shall roll.
All out of healing, Matt.
They shall
Mega,
roll
sorry.
a 20. Your movement stands. You rush away from them, but they do get their bite at you as you run away from them. The creature, it will bite. I'm going to say because of your odd movement, they do not get pack tactics. They only get to bite at you as you, flit away from them. The first, a 12, will not strike your AC. You're too fast. Their jaws crunch into the empty air behind you. The second bite rushes its teeth in the same way, snapping emptily at the air, snarling in anger. Gorefield, it comes to you. You see your friend closing ranks, unable to calm the feral beasts. You and Blondie act at the same time. What do you do?
As Gorefield kind of looks at Blondie breaking his weapon to kill the wolf, Gorefield remembers as a tabaxi he can use his own hands, his own claws as weapons, and he looks at them, wondering if he can use his own arms to do some damage. But he decides against it, and he's just gonna wong another arrow.
You wung another arrow at the closest wolf. Go ahead and roll me your attack.
No, sorry, I will shoot. Yeah, I'll shoot at this guy, just so Blondie can probably take him out.
Okay. That is a 15 that strikes. Despite their movement, you're getting used to it. You do 9 points of damage, rendering this one to a limping, bleeding creature from its haunches, barely holding on, and yet the fiery lights, the moving, shifting shapes in its eyes burn, and it continues to press the attack.
And I will try and split up the other wolves by making some noise, in case they don't die.
Okay.
Pull one of them. Hopefully not both, you know.
All right. Blondie, as this is happening, what are you doing?
Blondie's no stranger to death. As someone who lived on the pirate ship, when you're boarding other ships, you get stabbed a lot, especially when you're the biggest guy on the ship. You're the one sent over there first to start knocking out all of their champions.
Okay.
Blondie has been this close to death before, so. And being somebody that he's one of nature, if this is his time, he's ready to go. It is a little disappointing that he's going to go to some lesser beast, but as he feels this resignation, he also feels the animal desire to not give in, and he calls to Sylvanas, "Please, Father, help me!" as he rages using his bonus action.
Excellent. You go into a rage, crying for your father's aid. What do you do as the rage pumps through your blood, thickening your warlike effort?
you can see some the bronze skin get some green, almost like a green markings on it, as if he's got some nature magic in himself, as he is going to use this feature. Healing Hands.
Ooh.
As an Aasimar, as an action, I can touch myself, and then I can roll a number of d4s equal to my proficiency bonus to regain hit points.
All right, you place your Aasimar hands touched by the celestial beings and heal for 2 hit points while the rage of your father burns through you.
For a
Talon.
moment, when you said you were going green, I thought you were turning into a Hulk, but
No, not yet.
Talon, it comes to you. You retake the initiative as your friend attempts to heal his wounds.
Talon's gonna draw a dagger and run at this wolf
Excellent.
and try to jump on it and stab it down. The short bow's not working. Oh, yep, that's
Oh, but the
Oh,
dagger
there you go.
is... You rush in, striking this creature, tearing out its insides. It falls dead. One last keen. Much like the last one, its fur fades, desiccated body remains, and you see these golden-like tattoos and strange shapes upon its flesh. Agni, you and the wolves are acting simultaneously. You see in a split second as you begin to act, one is rushing towards you and your friends while another rushes towards the cat, mewling at them to the side. What do you do?
So, Agni is sort of resigned at this point, realizing that there is some far greater force behind these wolves' strange behavior. And he pulls a long quarterstaff off his back and says, "It's shillelagh time."
Ooh!
And with a sprinkle of like holly and mistletoe, the staff sort of grows into like a big gnarled thing with like spikes coming off of it, and he goes to swing.
Excellent.
one of you is touching yourselves, the other one is growing his staff. Like, what is going on in this party?
It goes hand in hand.
I needed
Oh,
it.
does a 12 hit? I'm not rolling well, damn.
As you and the creature close together with each other, you swing out with your shillelagh. The spiked staff look to be on a perfect alignment, but unnaturally quick, with reflexes faster than you are used to from wolves and beasts of this nature. It dashes to the side, barely nicking the fur on the way by. With that, it will attempt to bite at you. As you close distance with it, its teeth come snarling your way. A salivating mouth tries to clamp down upon you, critically striking you. It like bites deep into like the bicep of your shillelagh hand as you swing past it. You feel it tearing at you for 11 points of piercing damage.
I'm at 1 HP.
You are at 1 HP. Excellent. Please make me a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
You might
Oh
be at
jeez,
0.
what is this? Alright, yeah, okay, finally.
You feel it. There's something in their bite. It stings. It burns where they rip at your bicep. But you are otherwise unperturbed. The second wolf dashes up towards Gorefield, your mewling working to split them up, and it tries to do much the same and rip into your body as well. A 16 will clear your AC, I believe.
It will, yes. Unfortunately.
You will take 10 points of piercing damage. You are still up?
Yes.
All
yes,
right,
I am,
make
barely.
me a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Nope.
You fail. You feel the creature's saliva, the burn of it, race through your body. It stings, and your blood is on fire. And you are now a thrall of the shapes. You see
Oh,
in your
no.
eyes the twisting figures, glyphs, words. They have meaning. You know them. The secrets of the universe are yours. You can see everything, and it makes perfect sense. And you are immobile. You are enthralled by this vision, these sights, these knowledges. You must make the same save every turn at the end of your turn before you can act again.
Okay.
Gorefield, you spend your turn doing that. You may make your save now if you would like. You are still
my God.
enthralled by the shapes. Blondie, you see your companions bit and bleeding, one staring rapturously into space. What do you do?
Blondie's not even paying attention as he's in full werewolf mode now. As he takes out another club from his belt of clubs, he came prepared. And as he dual wields his club, he is going to smash it on the head of the wolf right in front of him.
All right, you bring your club down, trying to smash it over the head of this wolf. You do so with vigor, your club crashing into the creature's skull for 9 points of damage. It yelps and, gets smashed down to, all fours, barely keeping itself standing. It seems dazed, but it is still standing, and the fire in its eyes still burn. Do you have a third club? You did smash your second one previously.
I have 8 clubs.
Oh, I see. Well, you withdraw from your basket of clubs a fresh stick, and you bring it smashing down on this creature. The club crashes into its head once more, and with a death keel, it falls at your feet. Its flesh, like before, revealed again to you.
Blondie is not even paying attention. As soon as he sees it goes down, he steps on it with disrespect as he jumps like a hunter right behind the one facing Gorefield as he sees 2 prey in front of him.
Excellent. Talon, initiative returns to you. There's but one enemy remaining on the field of battle. What will you do?
Alan has noted that his arrows are completely ineffective. He's going to run over here, and he is going to attempt to put the wolf in a headlock. Essentially, I'm using the help action.
Oh, I see. All right. You begin to wrestle with the wolf, attempting to capture its jaws as you give aid to the next people to move. That is the wolf and Agni moving simultaneously. You rush up Agni as the wolf attempts to chow down upon your rapturous friend through the grasping arms. You strike with your shillelagh, but you have been given the help action. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay.
Or just give me another one since you've already rolled a nat one.
Yeah, I'll just do it again.
That is a 12. Despite
damn.
the best efforts, your shillelagh just misses as the creature wrenches itself free of Talon's grasps, and it bites Gorefield with advantage as you are staring rapturously at the answers of the universe. It strikes you for 8 points of damage. You see him fall to the ground, bleeding out, as the creature turns, its jaws snapping and snarling back at the rest of you. Gorefield, you and Blondie act simultaneously. Please make me a death saving throw while we see what Blondie does. Excellent, that was 1 success. Blondie, I assume you go clubbing. Your club swings through the air, but the creature's reflexes are fast and nimble and dodges your strike. Your offhand, though, catches it clean, crushing one of its, hindquarters, dealing it some amount of damage, but it still seems to be coming for you.
Yes, I smashed down, disappointed that I only have one prey in front of me now. I was going to eat Garfield like lasagna. Maybe I get to it later.
All right. Talon, it comes back to you. What will you do?
Alan is going to try to sweep the legs. I want to try to knock the wolf prone.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, that'll work. It'll be fine.
I believe we have a combat action for that. We have the shove aside, but also the shove aside, it lets you make an attempt to knock it prone as well. Using your attack action, you may make a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength athletics or dexterity athletics. You may either, on a success, shove the creature 5 feet from you, or you may attempt to shove it prone.
I should have just taken the help action, but I'll do it anyway.
The creature will defend with its acrobatics.
Never mind. I made the right choice.
Oh, yes, you did! Despite its nimbleness and its swiftness, you get on top of it and you shove this creature to the ground, knocking it temporarily off its feet as it falls prone in front of your friends.
And then he hits it with the one-liner. He goes, "My friends know how to go clubbing."
Agni, you and the wolf are moving simultaneously, but it has to spend its time getting up. What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna attack it, and hopefully I get advantage from it being prone.
You absolutely do.
Alright, so hopefully I can hit something this time.
That
there we
does.
go.
Yes, your shillelagh finally crashes down for 6 points of damage on the creature. Your spiked staff leaves a bloody mess of a wound on the creature, but it still has just a little bit of ferocity left in it. As it stands, do you have anything else you would like to do to it, or shall it?
Nah, I'm out of stuff.
He's out of stuff. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. The wolf lunges forward. It is going to make a choice. It chooses Talon, the one who shoved it, the one with the witty one-liner. You have drawn the creature's ire as it snaps its grasping claws your direction. You... I believe, nimbly dodge the attack. Its claws and like mouth just swinging and snapping in the air, unable to make contact with you as you duck away from it. Gorefield and Blondie, you act again. Gorefield, go ahead and make me that death saving throw. That is a fail. You are 1 and 1.
Oh. I'm going clubbing.
I like clubbing.
I rolled 23.
You roll. Oh, you
the
did
second-
just above Gorefield's death save. I see. The 23 hits. Your club comes down with grace and ease, pulverizing the last of the wolves. The forest now once again falls silent, back into the deep, dark tones it did before. But before we leave combat, we have to deal with Gorefield bleeding out. Blondie, you've used your action. I don't believe you can make a medicine check on your turn with a bonus action. So Talon, the initiative comes back to you.
Alan, like, goes down, and he's like, "Oh shit, I don't have anything to tie these wounds," and he just like starts ripping apart Gorefield's clothes to like bind the wounds. He's
Okay.
like, "Look, you're the one bleeding out, not me, brother."
All
And
right.
he'll try to bind the wounds.
Go ahead and make me a medicine check, please.
All right.
That is a success. You have enough field training, I guess, or perhaps the wounds, despite their severity, are superficial enough that you can bind them well. And Gorefield stabilizes, no longer dying to these strange wolves. Gorefield, as you lie there, go ahead and give me a D4 for how many hours you do.
sorry, that's a D44.
It's pretty good on a D44, honestly. Ooh, it takes you full 4 hours before you awake with 1 HP. But in these 4 hours, your dreams continue, and you see spectral images. You will not remember all the secrets of the universe, nor the things behind the shapes, but you are imparted with a knowledge. You are aware of a strange beast that lurks in this land. A runed bear that has devoured something precious, and it is necessary to kill it. You feel it. You feel a pull towards it from your investigation. It is large. It is terrifying, and you will remember it always. You are now afraid of bears. When you see or fight or interact with a bear, you must make a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. But against runed creatures other than bears, you are immune to their effects from this point forward and gain a +1 to damage against them.
Wow. Were these wolves rune animals?
They were
If we
runed
face them
animals. Yes.
And what's the wisdom save? DC what?
The wisdom
Facing
saving
bears?
throw. I'm sorry.
When facing bears, what's
The wisdom
DC for
saving throw
wisdom
will be DC 12.
save? DC 12. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, my role, my turn as party leader hasn't gone very well so far, guys. Oh, question. So, do these animals, they have runes like on their like hides?
Yes. You investigate the desiccated creatures. Their corpses are withered and dry, as if all the water, the moisture inside of them had vanished or been sucked up by something. Their fur fell off and is not more than like ash in the wind to this point. But on their dried and shriveled corpses, you see shapes. The Gorefield will recognize them. These are the shapes. They're some of the ones he's seen. He has a vague recollection of them. They mean something. But they are faded gold, almost like an old tattoo in various parts. None of them uniform, none of them the same shape, none of them on the same place. But each of these creatures bears a faded golden rune upon their body.
Is this like something that could be considered like a language of sorts? Like would it be like anything related to Druidic?
This, as a druid, you are very certain this is not a druidic language. This
Okay.
is something arcane, something not granted in nature.
Yeah. Okay. Well, damn. What are our options for resting? Because I think we're all kind of beat up, and he's sleeping for 4 hours.
First things first. In the 4 hours here that you rest, I assume you are going to take a look through these creatures' bodies as we've discussed them. And you will find that the gold on their bodies reveals something on the inside. As you cut along their corpse, there is small golden runes actually physically inside their bodies as well. These golden runes are worth money. You're certain
Money.
of it. The DM tells you that they're worth money, so they must be worth something.
Okay.
Party leader, you rolled these creatures. Go ahead and roll me 2d8.
Will do. 10.
A 10. These are worth 10 gold should they be brought back to the city of Antrim. They will be sold, and we will distribute them amongst the party.
Yeah.
All right. As far as resting goes, you are kind of stuck here for 4 hours. You cannot move from this hex here. It seems your turn as party leaders come to an end. We have moved into the next hex, deeper into the forest proper. You are now deep in the dark mistwood. You have rolled your encounter. You have reaped your rewards. If you would like to rest as a group, while you wait for Gorefield to recover, you may spend 1 of your remaining exploration points. You currently have 5 to take a short rest, at the end of which we will say Gorefield is ready to go again. Or you may scavenge in the same hex, or you may try to search the local area, search this hex for discoveries. Bear in mind, every move and search that you do will have an encounter roll to see if something is found.
What do you guys think? I think a short rest sounds smart.
Yes.
Who's going to be our acting party leader for the short rest?
Oh god, yeah, I'll do it.
All right, Talon, you are our short rest party leader. We will subtract 1 exploration point from you. You are now down to 4 for the day. Let's take a look at our travel and resting rules, just because resting's a little different here than it has been at other times, although it will be familiar to anyone who's played the game. A short rest allows you to spend any number of hit dice that you have remaining in your pool, up to 1/2 of your maximum number rounded up. This comes straight from the player's handbook. Level 1 characters have 1 hit dice, you can spend 1. Level 2 characters have 2 hit dice, you can also spend 1, etc. The party will regain any spells or class features associated with short resting, right? Warlocks get their spells back. Wizards don't. But they would get arcane recovery. But to gain the benefits of a short rest, you must have access to at least 1 ration. You've just started out your adventure. You were given 3 of them by the Lord Commander at the city gates. So you are good there. You spend some time drinking that water, eating that food, binding your wounds, meditating in the forest, resting as best as you can. Tell me, Talon, since you are a party leader, what does the party look like as they short rest? What is your conversations? What are your thoughts? How does this time get spent as you heal?
Talon is just talking to everybody about how great they are at clubbing. They did excellent jobs. This was unavoidable. These were clearly magical wolves, and they shouldn't feel bad about getting bit. Clearly, their bodies ward off clubs of some sort or another. I swear, one of those hits was going to just crush one in the head, but
this was the
glanced
worst
right off.
clubbing I have ever experienced, and I'm an expert at clubbing.
And then I think he'll ask Agni to start a fire, and he will, using control flames, reduce the light from it by half, so that way it's not as easily noticed.
The flames lick the edges of the shadow in this place, and despite the bright light they give off, it does not go as far as you would think it must. The dimness of this forest is so deep to be not nigh impenetrable, or perhaps there is something magical at play. The shadows lick around the edges of your vision, but you spend the time to eat and drink and heal. Eventually, Gorefield, you will awake. You mechanically may take a short rest as well upon your awakening if you desire. But what is it like as you come from unconsciousness to see the fire licking at the shadows of the forest and your party discussing their clubbing?
I'm probably surprised to see myself awaken in the same company. Because in my humble opinion, I would be like, oh, he ran down. Time to move on, it's in the middle of a forest. Nothing we can do, but he's pleasantly surprised the party didn't leave him out to dry. Outside of that, it's very confusing. As I wake up, I probably still have the visions of runes in my eyes and the bear wandering around, so I'm covered in cold sweat.
All right. As you awake, and before we move on, I want to have a talk about a new mechanic in this game being marked by the grave. You have fallen to 0 hit points this day, and you have been returned to fighting shape. You are marked by the grave, and each future time that you are reduced to 0 hit points, you will gain 1 level of our revamped exhaustion. This is the stacking -1 to d20 rolls, essentially. We can talk about that when we get it, if we do, but there's been a small change there. Each time that you are returned to 0 hit points and back up, in order for you to remove this, you must sleep a full 8 hours, i.e. camping for the night type of thing. And upon the next day, the mark of the grave will leave you. But I want you to mark that Gorefield is currently marked by the grave, and remember it well.
Okay.
Yeah. As the camp breaks up and you are ready to once again brave the lands beyond the mists, is it Blondie or is it Gorefield who take the lead of the party this time?
I think Blondie would normally suggest Gorefield, but seeing how he's been critically injured, I think he's going to take the lead.
All right.
Gorefield is too busy ranting and raving about the bears. You're coming for him.
All right, Blondie, you are our party leader. What will you be doing with the party?
So here's the question. It's literally noon. Can we just go back and come back out tomorrow?
Let's at least explore the hex or something, you know.
Let me give my explanation, right? So Blondie looks at Fire Guy as the healer. He can't heal. He's got 2 archers that can't arch, and he's got 1 rage. Right? He is very much uncomfortable going any deeper in this forest. With the current party formation. So he, at the very least, Blondie's like, hey, Fire Guy, I'm a woodsman myself. I love a good forest and a good wolf, but you can't heal anymore. If we run into anything else, what can you do for us?
I can start fires. I can always start fires.
I don't mean to start a problem.
I can put them out.
I don't mean
Not
to
if I stop you.
I don't mean to cause a fuss, but 2 of those bites almost took me down.
Well, I mean, it's a dangerous wilds out there. I mean, I can understand returning home, but we're just gonna have to go right back out once we've healed up fully.
I'm cool with that. I just want to make sure you can use your spells on making sure we heal and not.
Are you sure you don't want to look around just a little bit before we leave?
Blondie looks away from the Fire Guy and he looks at Talon. Talon, what species are you?
High elf.
You're
He's a
what?
weird. He's a high elf.
So I got this dainty, thin guy who can't tank any damage. Saying, yeah, man, let's go. And then
don't get hit. Come, what's wrong? Just don't get bit next time.
I have my mortal enemy, a cat, also nodding along. So I have a cat, a Vin guy, and then a healer who can't heal.
I think he'll walk over to you and whisper in your ear. He's like, "Look, if we go back now, the cat won't get eaten by the next set of wolves."
Smart.
He looks at his hands as he tries to proc his healing ability and realizes that the little gift from Sylvanas he's gotten is gone. He looks at his 0 hit dice, but his 16 HP. He equips his shield to get a +1 to his AC because he got bad shield. and he marches on. So the party, 3-1, wants to go forward.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it. What do you guys want to do? I am partial. If you guys want to explore the hex, we can do so. Is that what you guys want to do? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Let's
so.
explore.
Yeah.
All right.
But I believe mechanically we can do it safely for extra movement points, right? To lower the risk of us being ambushed, if I remember. the
Ooh.
rules.
Correct.
If we can, then we should do that.
You may choose to either move through a hex or, excuse me. You may choose to move through a hex or to explore the hex while moving cautiously. Moving cautiously costs an additional point of exploration without or on top of whatever you would spend normally. So exploring the hex that you are currently in always costs 1 exploration point. Doing it cautiously will cost you 2 if you would like to do so. When you move cautiously through a hex, while either moving or discovering, you will roll your D100s at -10.
We would like to explore the hex cautiously, Greg.
All right. It costs you 2 exploration points to do so, but you begin to make your way through the hex, exploring the strange sounds of the forest, the dark, twisting labyrinth beside you. Tell me, what do you do as you explore? What does it look like as you lead the party through the hex cautiously?
The cat climbs the trees.
As Gorefield is climbing trees, I'm assisting him, basically. I'm attempting to explore this hex using my athletics. I am not a great point of sight or a navigator, but what I do have is muscles. So as my dainty elf ranger and my cat wants to climb things to get a better sight to things that are further away, I am helping lift them up trees, and when the fire guy needs to get up trees, which he probably never does, I'm carrying him, I guess, since he's a spellcaster. I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I can muscle my group into the best position to explore every nook and cranny of the
All right. You.
Meanwhile, I'm burning stuff. Just left and right.
There's a
I'm not
war
gonna lie.
between our pyromaniac and our firefighter in the background of all of this.
Yeah.
It's like
can
every time
imagine
you
a
start a
dogman.
fire. Every time you start a fire, there's just like a woof as it like goes out.
I can definitely imagine a wolfman throwing Garfield up to a tree.
All right. You throw Gorefield up into trees. You move as cautiously as you can. Blondie, I want you to make me a D100 roll to see at -10 to see if there is an encounter during your exploration of the hex. That is a 7. It is a calm day of no encounters during this time. Your cautious footsteps find no evil or strangeries in this land. Go ahead and make me a perception check at DC 12 or an investigation check at DC 12 based on how you are looking through this hex for secrets. A 22. You are successful. In this hex, you will find... You will find a clearing of recently overturned trees. The wood is dry, the trunks relatively straight and free of rot or fungus. You cautiously tiptoe around, a quick inspection of the clearing. You see no signs of nearby threats around. This upturned part of the forest, this dry wood, this is something you could carry back to Ansham if you were brave and strong enough. For 1 exploration point from you, you may spend your time cutting this wood up and gathering it up to carry with you. It will, if it makes it back to Ansham, be worth 1 wood resource in the city to be used for our downtime activities in the future. It will weigh 60 total pounds, though.
Is there any indication of what upturned all these trees?
As you look around to try to find what upturned it, how would you make that investigation? What are you doing to determine the source of this disturbance?
Well, I mean, you can sort of tell, like, was it just, like, ripped out of the ground? Was it, like carefully dug and, like, the roots were cut off so they could be pulled out, you know?
Looks like
Are there,
you're...
like, gore marks on the bark of the tree, you know?
Sounds like you're examining the trees to try to figure it out. I would like you to make me either a perception wisdom or investigation intelligence check. Your choice.
I am going to make a perception check.
All right. That is an 8. Despite your knowledge of the forests and your investigation of these trees, it seems to you that you cannot find the exact source of what knocked these down. A large enough animal could have done it, but your eyes don't see fur or large tracks anywhere. Perhaps a high windstorm, but this part of the forest is deep in the gloom, and there's still large trees hanging above you, keeping the light of the forest out. Perhaps it was magic, but you can't quite put your finger on the source.
What would you guys say? You want to spend an exploration point? Might as well.
I'm game.
I don't see why not. Can we carry the weight? Does the Mr. Barbarian have enough weight capacity to be able to carry all the wood?
I've got like 10 clubs on me, bro.
You have 9 clubs now, don't forget.
Wait, give me a second.
You expended one.
How much can you guys carry? That's the
Not
real
much.
question.
I got 10 strength.
Like,
How
I got
many
40 extra pounds I can carry, so if you can take 20, we good.
Let me do the math.
I'm sure you can do 20.
Is it
carry, like,
5
15.
times your strength score?
Correct.
Yeah, before you start getting encumbered, yeah.
So I currently have 62, and I can carry up to 95 before I get encumbered. So
Yeah, we
yeah,
good
I
then.
have a little less than 30.
Between you and me, we're good.
Sure.
So it sounds like, Blondie, you want to spend the exploration point to excavate this wood, chop it up into reasonable sizes, and pack it up in your bags between you and Gorefield.
I say a prayer to Cervantes for gifting us this bounty and asking for forgiveness for defiling this woods.
Your prayer reverberates through the air. It feels different here, magic, twisting the words in the world. You're uncertain if that means it is heard, or if there is something interfering with it. But nonetheless, you chop up the wood. That means that you are down to 1 exploration point left after a long time of resting and fighting and chopping wood, your packs laden with it. Gorefield, you are the last to act as parting leader. In the forest here, you are no longer in Ansham, you are in the Mistwood. To move through this hex would cost you 2 points, or 2 exploration points, because it is a forest. It is more difficult to move through than just a plain or your city walls. You may choose to spend the exploration point searching this hex again. You may choose to scavenge for rations. You may choose to take a short rest. Or, if none of that is appealing, you may forego this exploration point to begin the next day of exploration and enter our camping phase. What will you do with it?
Because we do want to do everything carefully, I reckon I'm gonna forego my exploration point and suggest we camp in this clearing here. This way we can't really be ambushed. We're in the open, but nobody can really ambush us here as long as the party's okay with it. maybe we set up camp here and yeah.
All
Get it
right.
for tomorrow.
Pile the chopped logs around us.
Spend the 4 hours, preparing camp and making sure that we're not gonna get ambushed from anywhere.
If
All
we
right.
decided to scavenge, would that would that be an encounter chance?
To explore the hex or to scavenge
scavenge.
rations. Scavenging rations does not require an encounter check. I bring it up because it is a thing you can do. Essentially, if you were to successfully scavenge, instead of going from 3 to 2 rations, we could just say you go from 3 to 3 rations this evening.
Do
Do we
wanna
want to just
scavenge?
try that then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna scavenge them.
All right.
Save on the rations.
Gorefield, how do you scavenge here in the woods? What are you looking for? How do you find the fresh water and foodstuffs that you need to replace what you'll be eating from the city?
I know it's not gonna be in everybody's liking, but as a cat with cat reflexes, I do reckon I snag a bird here and there, or a small critter. That sorts us out for food at least. For water, I reckon just run around trees, climb a tree, look for any streams or puddles or anything, boil the water and hope for the best.
That sounds to me very much like a survival wisdom check. Go ahead and roll me survival wisdom. Your DC in the Mistwood is 12.
Not very good.
That is a 9. Unfortunately, despite your knowledge of survival, you do not find what you're looking for. This forest is different from those that you've seen before, those who've walked its trails. The things that grow here are tainted even. Some of the funguses just aren't proper for eating. Some of the growths off the trees, berries that fall, taste to your tongue of poison. And you decide not to eat of them and bring them to the party.
I reckon the first 2 hours we find no lasagna and I just give up.
That's what it really is. Gorefield only wants the finest lasagna, and it just wasn't here in the forest.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Well, with that, it brings us to our camping phase. You have spent all of your exploration points this day, and now must camp here in the Mistwood. This hex has become your little mini home. As we go to the camp, we assume that you set it up nicely, you have sleeping arrangements, watches, that you are safe and secure. But each night spent camping here is dangerous. It's wild. You're not in your safe and secure city or your abodes. Anything could happen. I want each of you to make me a death saving throw.
But just roll a d20.
Or just roll a d20, yes. I just want a
Nice.
unmodified d20.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, on average, this is pretty bad.
Talon,
This is really bad.
you are the least lucky. Things just seem to happen around you. You don't know why, but the night is full of strangeness and weirdness when you are around. As your party sleeps and eats and is merry or cautiously licking their wounds, you are the one alert. You are the one around in the night. I want you... excuse me. Oh, you rolled that, or you put that message in the Roll20 and it freaked me out. I'm sorry. I want for you to make me a roll here. I have to find my DM's miscellany really quick so that I know what I'm looking for. The camp encounter table. I want for you to make me a D100 roll for the camp here.
The natural one incoming.
Do I want to roll high or low on this? Or
In
does it not?
general, encounters that are low on the table are good for the party, and encounters that are higher on the table get progressively more dangerous. However, the camp encounter table is a little different than just your standard encounter table, so it could be a myriad of things.
All right, I'm sorry, guys. It's probably gonna be really high. Oh no, it's right in the middle. Okay, perfect.
47.
It's the room beer, isn't it?
Despite how weird the world is around you, despite how strange the forests are, you're on edge. You think something will happen, but it doesn't. You go to sleep, you eat, you wake up the next morning, and you have a no encounter during the night. So, after the night's rest, I want each of you to consume 1 ration from your pool. So you must eat and drink in the mists. After you consume that ration, you may spend any number of the hit dice that remain in your hit dice pool to recover HP. If you want to spend them all up, or as many or as few as you want, you gain any spells or class features associated with a long rest in the player's handbook, and you will, in the morning, gain 1/2 of your maximum number of hit dice, rounded up to be used in the next day, which for all of you is the same one you had to begin with. And a new day is born. You have...
Sorry, Greg.
Yes.
So in the morning, is my Mark of the Grave gone,
Your
or do
Mark
I
of
need
the
to rest
Grave
today?
has been removed. You have camped for the night a full 8 hours, yes. So, in the morning you are given 6 more exploration points, and a new party leader is chosen amongst the party. Who will be leading the first bit of exploration today?
We want to just go in the same order?
Okay.
Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, I get to do like a cool mechanic with being a ranger. As
Alright.
forest is my chosen terrain.
Oh, excellent. All right.
But yeah, I would like to move to the northwest hex.
All right, you are going to
Excellent.
move through the
Carefully.
terrain. When in your favored terrain, the cost of moving through the hex is not reduced by the forest itself. You know the backwoods of the trails, the way forests work. You understand it. Even if it's strange and magical, it will only cost you 1 exploration point this day. You may also choose to move cautiously without spending an additional exploration point if you so desire.
I would like to do that, please.
All right. I would like for you to, as you lead the party through the dark woods, heading northwest, looking for the places that you need find, roll me a D100 and let us see if there is an encounter for you during this trek.
And this is at -10?
And this is at -10 for moving cautiously.
Alright.
All right, indeed. That is a 16. Indeed, your caution pays off as you traipse through these woods as silently as you can. You successfully move the party into the northwest hex from you at the edge of the Mistwood. You arrive safely and without concern. Tell me, what does that trek look like for the party? What was the mood? What was discussed during this period of the day?
I think he had a discussion with everyone about lighting forest fires every 2 seconds, and he was just like, fire is great, everybody loves fire, but like when you light the fire you can't see anything, and you can see like 20-30 feet and that's it. Fire is just not working for us, so we should just stop lighting fires every 5 seconds, so maybe we won't attract everything else that's looking at us.
I tune him out completely.
Yeah, I think Blondie, for the most part, just kind of like nods. He's like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Wait, we had fire?
Like, turn around, there's smoke.
Well, this guy won't let
everywhere.
me. Did you just see like lots of like singe spots on trees as we go? I'm marking our path.
All right. You reach your destination, the northwest. Who is party leader next amongst your group?
I can go.
All right.
So
what would you like to do?
I think obviously the next thing to do is to explore this hex.
All right, excellent. You begin exploring the hex, searching for what you wish to do. Tell me, what does it look like as you explore this hex? How do you search for what you are looking for?
So I think I am looking for signs of like old trails, right? Because presumably to get to this logging camp, the people probably came from, whatever ruined city there was in Ansham before the new one was founded. So maybe there's still the remains of like a well-trod trail that we can find.
All right. You to put your nose to the ground, guiding the party in search of trails. As you search and look through this old forest, the gloom surrounding you, go ahead and roll me a D100 as you attempt to find what may lie in the hex, and if there is an encounter waiting for you.
Is this another thing where we can explore cautiously?
Yes, if you would like to explore cautiously, it will cost you 2 points instead of 1.
Is that alright with all you guys? Yeah, I figured.
All right.
Alright, so I'm going to roll a D100 minus 10, and we'll spend the 2 points.
Absolutely. That is
46.
a 46 on our encounter table. Lovely. Let us see what we find there. All right. You begin to make your way through the forest, looking for trails. You eventually find your way close to one. It is hard to find. The grasses and mosses and slow bushes, the undergrowth of this dark and damp place, attempt to obscure it from you, but your sharp eyes catch it anyway, and you begin to make your way down this trail. As you do, though, a presence is nearby. Roll me a d10. Let me find that surprise again. Roll for me a d10, and let us see if you are surprised. You are moving cautiously, so you may roll 2 times and choose the best result.
How do I know which is the best result?
Higher is generally better. You can see the surprise table in the player handouts in Roll20 as well.
So that's a 6.
That is a 6. All right. A 6 is a stalemate. You come upon this presence at the same time as it recognizes you. You and the party are following this trail, hoping to find what may come in front of you, hoping to find the object of your desires, this haunted lumber mill, and instead a tree begins to move. It changes shape, and stepping from the trunk of it, a creature that you have hardly ever seen before. It is a creature made of bark and wood, dark and mottled, with the face of a humanoid, and its eyes look at you menacingly, hurtingly. You are a druid. After a moment, you realize this beast to be a dryad, but there's something wrong. There's something dark, menacing about it, and its intent is clear. It aims to kill. The party is readied, and they will begin their combat much as we did before, in a stalemate encounter with this dryad. Feel free to position yourselves however you would desire to be marching no closer than 30 feet from the creature. And then I would like for us all to roll initiative.
Still currently unable to move my token.
Why are you having trouble with that? This is...
Guys, dryads might be dangerous if they're angry.
You should be able to move your token now.
I don't know. Maybe if we go up and hug it, it'll not be angry anymore.
Maybe if we just like all hug her at the same time through the power of friendship, you know? Just
Yeah,
like...
nothing bad will happen if we do that.
We'll demonstrate that we're one with the woods. I have speak with beast. I don't have speak with tree. At least not at this level.
All right. Everyone rolls incredibly low to start this combat. The party positions itself some 30 feet away in marching order, but the Dryad is the first to act. The creature walks out.
I go first. I got a nat 20.
You're not in... Oh, why are you...
He rolled.
He rolled late.
You rolled
Sorry.
really late, I understand. Never mind, the creature walks out of the trunk of the tree, but Agni, the pyromancer, the fire starter, is ready. And you are the first to act. What will you do?
So I think what I am going to do is cast protection from evil and good. And one of those on myself, one of those options are that you can protect yourself against a fey creature. And I think that is what I will do.
Very good. Well, tell me, what does it look like as you cast protection from evil and good upon yourself?
So I basically get like a little pouch of water and I just splash it in my face. And now I am covered in holy water.
Alrighty. So, until the spell ends, you are allowed to have disadvantage on attack rolls against you by a fey creature. You can also not be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. Excellent. Anything else with your turn?
I think I am going to try to speak to it in Druidic and tell it that we mean your woods no harm. Please, we have no quarrel with you.
It responds in a crackled voice like wood grinding against wood. Its Druidic is strange. It's recognizable to you, but ancient, almost like what someone speaking Shakespearean English to you might sound like. And it tells you that harm has already been done. You will die, interloper. And the...
I share that with the party.
I don't know why it keeps skipping her. Alright, this turn order thing is really frustrating, but she'll just go now. The creature looks to you, and you see its arm hold itself out in front of it, and vines and wood wrap around its hand, forming a spiked club that looks very, very similar to what you wielded before. She steps back into the tree behind her, and for a moment all but vanishes. But, Agni, you find yourself standing next to another tree. She steps out of it beside you. You are alert, ready for trickery, but she brings the mighty shillelagh down upon you, trying to make good upon her promise. With a 24, the Dryad strikes you.
Except she has disadvantage.
She does have disadvantage because Greg is silly and forgot. She rolls again. With a 24, she bludgeons you for 8 points of damage and cackles a dry sandpaper cackle across the forest floor. Oh, now it goes to her.
I go
Talon,
unconscious.
it is your turn.
I'm down. I'm down, guys.
Oh no!
Peace.
Agni falls to the ground, bleeding out. Talon, it comes to you. What will you do?
Oh man, you know, You gotta always start with the bow shot, right? So Talon's gonna start off with a bow shot. Does 19
Nice.
hit it?
A 19 does hit. Your bow cracks into the wooden flesh of this dryad. It splinters and creaks, a sound reverberating through the forest, and a shriek of pain escapes her lips. Go ahead and roll me damage. That is 4 points of damage. Despite the pain, her form seems not so much broken as it is a little bit scarred, and a angry, dark gaze levels with yours.
He just kind of looks away. He's like, I'm not next to a tree, right? He's all right. Go teach her how to go clubbing.
All right, Gorfield, it comes to you. What will you do?
Okay, Talon, I have a very important question for you. Where on your body do you have the dagger stashed? Is it on your belt?
Yeah, it's just on my belt.
If I run past you and grab your dagger, is that gonna cause an issue?
No, it's fine.
I will grab your dagger. I will dual wield my dagger as I run past. And I'll square up with this lady right in front of me and Agni. And I'll regular attack with a dagger for a 14.
A 14 hits as well.
Beautiful. For 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Excellent.
And then I will try to bonus action do the same again. Missing abysmally.
Oh, you missed this time. Alright, your swing, scars the creature in the same spot as before, splintering some more of the wood off of her. She shrieks a little, but it backhands your second swing away from you. And it comes instead to Blondie's turn. What will you do?
Feeling conflicted because I know this is one of the agents that the one who gave me life as Azamar would work through, Dryads. Seeing it corrupted in this current form makes my heart skip a beat, as I can tell these lands are corrupted. But it also enrages me to see this blight, so I will rage.
All right, you fly into a rage at this corruption, and presumably, I believe, attack the creature.
You are wrong.
Oh.
I am actually going to use my action to grapple the creature.
Oh, I like it. Okay. You dash forward to grapple with the creature. You may make an athletic strength roll against either her acrobatics or athletics herself. She will choose acrobatics. And she fails miserably. Your rage courses through your body, and you rush to give a giant bear hug to the creature. This gives Gorfield a moment of panic, and then he's fine.
Why me?
I wasn't going for you, buddy.
All right, you have successfully grappled her. Agni, it comes back to you. Please make me a death saving throw. That is a 3. All right, please mark 1 failure. The Dryad...
Did 8 damage take you down?
Well, yeah, because a night's rest doesn't heal you to full anymore.
All right, the Dryad is grappled, her arms tugged in close. She thinks for a moment about what to do. She instead embraces you back. She leans in close to your ear, and she whispers a dread language, dark and menacing. You understand the words not, but their effect is palpable. I want you to make me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
As a barbarian,
Yes,
I'd
sir.
be happy.
Huh? As a barbarian, you'd be happy to. Okay. Oh no! You are charmed by the creature. You are considering this target your dearest friend. This is an old ally, someone that you feel like kinship to, and it is hugging you close, a deep embrace, and your friends seem to be attacking it. You will be swayed by this creature's charm for the next 24 hours, or until she's dead. Talon, you see this strange embrace happening, and it comes to you. What do you do?
Yeah, Blondie's getting laid.
Talon's like, oh god, he's gonna eat us! Like, run a little bit off over this way, and he's gonna take a shot at the Dryad.
All right. She is grappled. Is she restrained in some way that assists your shot?
Unless there's an additional rule.
I don't believe so. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Looking at it, it says
I think
no.
it needs a feed.
Go ahead and take that shot.
All right.
That is
13?
a 13. That will actually be really... That also hits. Yeah, no problem.
Yes, thank goodness. Okay, 9 damage.
For
Like
9
twice,
points
sorry.
of damage, your shot this time hits the exact same spot you've been hitting, and it is a devastating blow this time. The weakness in her wooden armor finally shatters. Splinters fly into the embrace of Blondie, and she screeches a horrifying wail of pain, but still stands.
Talon's like, yes, and then he's like real excited, and then he turns around and is like, oh shit, there's a tree behind me.
Stop hitting her. This is my Canadian girlfriend I told you about.
What's a Canadian?
Gorefield, it comes to you, hearing this
Yeah, she
exchange
is.
between friends.
She goes to a different school, you wouldn't know her. But I'm confused by all the dendrophilia and bestiality going in front of me, and I'll try to end it as quickly as I can.
All right,
9 is a miss, I'm guessing.
you attempt to attack her with a 9 and a 10. Your daggers flash out, trying to strike her, but this time the wooden flesh of the Dryad denies you access. Your knives barely scrape off of her, dealing no damage. All right.
I look towards Talon and I'll like want to run as well, but I'm gonna go down if she hits me, so I'm like,
Blondie, it comes to you. You've just seen your Canadian girlfriend get shot with an arrow, or attacked with knives. What will you do?
You know, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna push back the cat. I'm gonna say, stupid feline, keep your wicked daggers away from the servant of my father. And I'm gonna push him.
You give him a shove. Are you trying to knock him back, or what are you doing with just a friendly shoulder punch?
I'm trying to push him back 5 feet.
All right. Go ahead and, as your attack action, make a strength athletics check. Gorefield, you may oppose this with either strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics.
I'll take the opportunity and I'll bounce 5 feet back.
Okay, you just get shoved back by Blondie into the square behind you. Excellent. Agni, initiative comes back to you. Will you please make me a death saving throw?
Oh no.
Oh, please mark a second failure, I believe that is. The Dryad comes next. Satisfied with her charm, she will step into the tree behind her, momentarily vanishing from view. Each of you looking around nervously. She decides that Gorefield is her target. She appears next to you through this tree lying on the ground, rising up like the Undertaker. She swings her shillelagh down upon you. With a 9, it seems she's not as cool as the Undertaker. She hisses at you like sandpaper against a less than smooth table. Talon, it returns to you. What do you do?
Alan is going to run over and try to save his buddy who's like squirting blood everywhere.
All right, you rush forward and attempt to commit medicine. Go ahead and make me a medicine intelligence check.
I love that phrase. I'm committing medicine. Oh no!
Oh, this time the shillelagh wounds are deep, less superficial. You tear at the clothes, trying to bind them as you did before, but they won't take. The blood just won't stop coming.
I think he calls out the Blondie. He's like, "Blondie, help! He's gonna bleed out."
So be it.
Gorfield, it is your turn.
dies,
You've
he
narrowly
dies.
been missed. What do you do?
He dies. I don't know if you guys seen One Piece where Luffy puts the zombie back into the grave. So she rose like an Undertaker. I'm gonna take her down exactly the same way as I push her to the grave.
Okay. You give her a shove down with your daggers. But unfortunately, your daggers just cannot find their marks. They slide off of her hardened wooden skin and flesh. You shave off a little piece of wood, but you are unable to harm her. And so it
I roll at a +6 4 times now.
you've had some tough rolls for sure. All right, Blondie, it comes back to you. Your Canadian girlfriend is getting stabbed some more by this cat. What are you gonna do?
So I think she can handle herself because she's a strong, independent, modern woman. Right?
Okay. All right.
She can handle this dastardly feline. My God has given me the ability to make the difference between life or death, and I look upon this fire starter, and as I do, my very weak nature lets me know that fire is also part of nature, so he should live.
So
step
I have a
in.
question for you. You recently went into a rage. You shoved last turn, but you didn't lose your rage until the end of this turn without making an attack. Are you dropping your rage to cast the spell?
Oh, I'm not. This is not a spell. This is just inherent ability.
Oh, what is this? It's an Aasimar trait?
Yes.
Oh, it's the healing hands. Oh. All right, very good. I remember. You use this on your...
Breathe!
Yes!
Yo,
You reach
he's a
down
man.
with the, like, hatred of, the rage, the ferocity of nature running through you. You smack the bleeding chest of Agni, and through pure, like, just ferocity of nature, force his organs and bones and flesh to stitch back together. Agni, it looks like you come back with 8 hit points.
Oh. So I have a question for you, Greg.
Yes, sir.
When we short rest, we don't get back abilities that only come back on long rests, right?
Correct.
Whenever we rest for the night or camp for the night?
When you camp for the night, you get long rest abilities. When you take a short rest, you get short rest
Okay, okay.
abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to know.
Yep. All right. Cool. No problem. Agni, you come awake. I will say, if you do not take damage this round, Blondie, you will have gone 2 full rounds without making an attack or taking damage. You will lose your rage.
I'm so heartbroken right now.
Okay.
Rage,
Agni!
Robinson.
You come back also like the Undertaker with full health, but you are marked by the grave. I want you to note that. What do you do?
I think that what I am going to do is cast protection from good and evil on our good friend who is charmed.
Oh,
Get
very
rid of the
good.
charm.
You cast protection from good and evil, ending the Fey enchantment upon Blondie. Blondie! It was all fake. You got catfished by a dryad.
Which? I was gonna marry her.
Is there anything else that you want to do, Agni?
Look him run towards the massive tree there.
You're muted in Discord, I think.
Oh, sorry. Can I bonus action Shillelagh? Is that a thing I can do?
You can cast the spell, but I don't believe you can attack with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
I will bonus action Shillelagh, and yeah, I guess there's no point in moving from where I was. So.
Okay, excellent. With that, the Dryad will go again. The Dryad looks at Gorefield and looks at the 3 party members, and it thinks for just a moment and decides, this cat can't hit me. It's tried like 4 times. And she laces her fingers together and draws in the magic around her, and grasping roots and vines begin to throw themselves out of the ground, but underneath Agni, Talon, and Blondie, as she casts upon you the Entangle spell.
Damn, this is why you gotta start fires everywhere. Clear out the roots.
Let us see here. Where is my entanglement? I'm just going to draw a little square upon the ground. You all are in the entangled area. Please, if you would, I will ask you for some strength saving throws. I'll even post the spell in chat if you would so desire.
Excellent. Oh,
We
that's
have
a
a
pretty good
15 from Talon, and 8 from Agni. Oh, it looks like we had a strength save, or you read my mind, Blondie. The 15 is a success. Talon, you keep the grasping weeds and vines at bay. The area is difficult terrain for you, but you are not restrained. Unfortunately, Agni and Blondie, you find yourselves corralled, held firm, restrained by the grasping roots. All right, Talon, it comes to you. You're in difficult terrain, but you are not you are not restrained. What will you do?
Okay. I will spend 10 feet of movement, 20 feet of movement, and then 5 and 10, so this should be about 30. And I will shoot the Dryad from the side, or at least attempt to.
All right, you escape the entanglement and you attempt a bow shot. Please roll a hit for me.
This is for catfishing, my friend. Monster.
Oh, her catfish armor is too strong.
I shoot the wrong tree.
Yeah, you shoot the tree behind her. Damn it!
Where is she? I can't find her. That'll be my turn.
Gorefield, it comes to you.
Warfield looks towards Talon and is like, stop using the words cat in bad sentences. Stab her again.
The 13 does hit. You finally find a purchase with your dagger, and you find it well. The creature dies, crumbling beneath your blows, falling straight down like the Undertaker into the tree beneath her, as you tried to do before. And the battle comes to an end. You look around the forest, briefly concerned, but her magics begin to die off. The entanglement falls, and your party is once again able to move freely.
I think we should get a break at this point. Oh
So-
man.
I forgot before, but are we able to recover spent ammunition at all?
If you would like to search for anything that you have shot this game, please roll me any dice. We'll go like a D100. Highs you keep it, lows you don't. But we can do... It's a 50-50.
Okay, I will just roll 5d2.
All right, perfect. Looks like the 2d2 both are successful for... our friend Gorefield, but Talon, you are only able to recover 1 piece of your ammunition.
See, this is why Blondie uses darts, because they use the same exact stats, but darts can't be lost as ammunition because they're about 2 feet long.
All right.
So, question for you, Greg.
Yes,
Are
sir?
there those strange runic markings on this creature's body as well? Like, does it seem like she was under the influence of the same malign presence?
You search the corpse of the dryad that you had slain here, and while you do so, you find no strange markings. But as a druid, you will find that she was impelled druidically. It would be a type of magic, a type of power that perhaps you have not seen in your druidic circles before. It would be a druid of some age and renown who would have climbed high amongst the druidic ladder. Perhaps even an archdruid himself, but this is an impellment for sure, though not.
So there's some sort of high-ranking druid behind all of this,
Potentially.
or some other nature creature, magical nature creature.
Yes,
Okay.
you definitely recognize it.
Oh boy, guys, I think that Anshem is in more trouble than we thought.
You know, I see him studying her, and I really, Greg, this is gonna sound weird. I want to use her arm as a quarterstaff. Is that possible?
You want to use
That
her
is
arm
so
as a
fucked up.
quarterstaff? I mean, her body is made of essentially bark skin. If you use her arm, I'm going to say it was as an improvised weapon. But you can chop her arm off and swing it around as an improvised weapon.
If she's made out of bark skin, can I pilot her like a mech to have 16 AC?
No, unfortunately, the ways of the mechanized fighter that the Nomish inventors in far-off lands have not been quite made known to barbarians as of yet.
But you are correct, Greg. I am going to put one clawed or booted foot on her forehead and then rip that arm off as if I was some sort of untamed beast.
Very good. All right.
I'm gonna burn the rest of her, at least send her off decently.
After your companion viciously dismembers the dryad, you burn the rest of her wooden body. An acrid smoke popping, difficult to light. Everything's a little bit damp here, but it goes up nonetheless. As you are cutting up the dryad, burning her body, preparing yourselves to continue your adventure, one of you has the bright idea to look inside of the tree trunk from which she first emerged. Who amongst you is the sleuth that finds her little cache?
Gorfield, he's looking for lasagna.
Gorfield.
Exactly.
All right, Gorfield. Inside her tree, there is a hollow, and there are baubles, bits, valuables, polished stones, exotic feathers, wooden carvings. None of it seems particularly magical or like immediately useful, but they are valuable. Please roll me 2d8. All right, the creature's stash is worth 11 gold should you take it and return it to Anshem to be sold in the markets.
As the party, is praying over the corpse of the dryad, or one of them is ripping it apart, the other one is praying and burning it. I guess the bauble just start raining on their head as I'm kind of, just throwing everything out, looking for lasagna.
All right, excellent. That is the end of the encounter. I believe, Agni, you're the one that is still party lead. You finish the encounter and then continue following this trail. I want, did you roll for a successful discovery here yet? I don't believe we did. We've only rolled for the the encounter, please make for me an investigation intelligence, survival wisdom, or perception wisdom check at DC 12. It is your choice of the three.
I'm going with survival.
All right.
Yeah, I did it.
Excellent! You have a successful discovery. You follow this game trail deep into the forest, where the party comes across a clearing, a small, rise in the forest floor, a delineated elevation, if you will, where sits a large wooden structure, crumbling and rotting before your eyes, its age unknowable, how many countless times it has seen the rise and fall of the moon and the stars. Sure enough, though, there's a small wet patch, almost like a riverbed, just barely containing any water, and a large wooden wheel on one side. You have come across the abandoned lumber mill. You pause for a second, taking in the sight, and you find the creatures that were spotted. They weren't easy to see at first, but they do patrol and move around. Blights, living wooden artifices and trees, bushes, thorns and vines, twigs and sticks, all intent to kill. You squat down and view your goal in sight. And before we find out what you do, we're going to go on a small break. We've been playing for about 2 hours. We're going to pause here for about 5 to 10 minutes to grab some water, eat some food, whatever else we might need to do. And we will come back and find out what is on the other side very soon.